Alrighty, top right-hand corner. Tim, we have a red Protoss player, I hear. He made it into Code S. He's doing pretty well for himself as of late, you know, falling off the scene, but now back.
Plays tonight. Gumio is one of the people he has to play. I'm actually really excited for that match. That's probably one of the ones that I will stay up for sure for.
I'm really excited to get a television in our living room so that we can watch StarCraft together and order pizza.
I do love pizza, man. Here we are, guys, top right corner. In Toon Valley, it's going to be Evil Genius's very own Huck. Actually had a tweet here from Jamar Butler. He's like, hey, Huck's going to win this. He said, Huck all the way. He believes just like me. You got to believe, man. Bottom left corner, it's going to be your purple Zerg player, Scarlett. No tweets from anyone. Apparently people don't want to let me know that they're down for some Scarlett action. They don't want to let me know. They're mumming.
After that Ling action, man, they're too busy partying, cheering.
They're going crazy, taking shots, listening to LMFAO.
Speaking.
Shots. Song is so good. Oh, man. So, in Toon Valley, really easy to go for a 1500 here. 4-player map. Just one of those that it's easy to go for whatever you would like. A lot of players just go 15 pull no matter what, but this will look most likely like one of those regular games, but except Huck has changed it up in the top right corner. He's actually gone for Gateway Simulator once again. Like
what we saw versus Stoji. We'll now have to keep an eye on exactly what Huck does intend to go for here. One gas is completing up. With the other build, you know, he opted to go for that 4-gate, but it was very slow and protracted. He kind of one gateway finished, then he started up a second one, and then a third one, and actually that was where the Cybercore was, I'm sorry. But you can tell this is a build that Huck has practiced and done a lot on this map because the building is in the exact same location as before.
Yeah. We'll see that he's going to go for a 4-gate, because again, we had a Stoji throw it off. Yeah, a Stoji threw it off completely.
Yeah.
This could be
I doubt this is a 4-gate build that he 4 gates with.
There's a lot of 2-gate pressure builds that you do once you get your warp gate technology. It's pretty strong. You get the 2nd gate followed up after you get the Cybernetics core a little over about 90% done. You get 3 zealots moving across the middle of the map, get warp gate, and then expand behind it while putting a little bit of pressure on your opponent. But
just like last time, he also has not scouted, which is worth noting.
Well, we do have units already on the way for Scarlett. She may have an opportunity to dart straight into the main, actually. Zealot Stalker has been created. So that will be the pressure put on here from Huck. And Scarlett should just dart straight into the main. Don't even deal with the Stalker and the Zealot. You won't be able to kill them off. Yeah. Either way, just go around and get some scouting information.
Well, unless Huck isn't paying attention again, of course.
That's true.
Which we will find out in just a second here. Nope. Very nice micro from Huck. Going to keep that Stalker in a great position and poke away on those links.
She does see that the Nexus is a little bit on the later side. Maybe a little bit wary on that. Get a few more links in the field. Try and hold that Zonaga. Oh wow, she didn't see it.
The Nexus.
Barely.
Very. All right. Well, saw the lack of anything on the low ground here, so now definitely knows that Huck is on one base, and she's gonna want to peek in here in a second and see if Huck has an expansion.
Wow, really curious that why she didn't even sacrifice Ling to go in and check the natural. But Stalker does run across the middle of the map. We'll be running straight into that Queen. Actually, he's going to be flipping down the creep tumor, so the Queen will get some free damage. He's going to get it down. Nice job there from Huck, actually. Slowing down that creep. Scarlett going to be a little bit upset about that because she didn't inject for that. She actually just went straight for the creep tumor, so she misses out on an inject and misses out on creep spread. Just a small, actually kind of a big win this early.
All right, so she gets up the ramp and sees 3 gateways being constructed and sees the, she actually didn't get a view of the Nexus once again, I believe. But this is a reasonable clue that there is an expansion. We saw 6 links queued up while she was still in the dark, but now Scarlett's got the information necessary in order to defend against this build. Additional lings on the way. This is going to be a pressure build out of Huck, but Scarlett is already scouting the premises looking for a pylon.
Yeah, very important to do here. We noticed that Stoji didn't do it in his match, but we have Scarlett being a little bit better here, just making sure that nothing is happening on the side. Will be nice if she can get a Ling to go around and get on that Zonaga. She can get an idea of reinforcements, but she will be singing an Overlord in finally to get an idea if that natural's up. It's really important for her to know that. It lets her know if she's dealing with an all-in or if she's actually dealing with just some pressure. Lings popping out, a lot of them actually.
Yeah, tons of Lings.
A little hard to get that creep spread moving with so many Stalkers there, so these Lings are really imperative to make sure you get that creep spread going.
Probe is heading down the right-hand side of the map to establish that pylon. But Scarlett's going to have more than enough units to hold this off, at least initially. Now, she is droning very hard right now, so and she doesn't have speed. So Huck definitely has the potential to get in some serious damage, but he doesn't have +1, so Lings will actually be a viable, effective unit at holding off this pressure.
Well, pylon should be thrown down in the bottom right. This is a normal pylon placement there. There's one behind that fort that you normally put it at. And you even have one up here on this really far bottom right cliff, actually, in the middle that we're looking at. So a lot of pylons get placed in this area. And there goes one actually being put down right away from Huck. So
that's a super conservative pylon, actually. This is a pylon that you intend to be able to use even into the late game to harass these expansions. And I would not be surprised to see a pylon built, closer up, maybe behind this fourth, and use that as the primary warp-in position. Stalkers are getting surrounded right now. Huck throwing away two very important units, his only high DPS ranged units, in fact. Throws away a couple more lings. The Zealot's not defending the sentries, though. Huck losing 2 sentries on top of this. And Scarlett only losing those initial lings that she had made. Wow.
Huck made a couple mistakes there. One, he wanted to defend his Stalkers because he wasn't paying attention and they got caught. So he brought all the Zealots up. We left the sentries available for being killed off, essentially. You need to leave a couple of Zealots there to defend those sentries as well, because no matter what, you're going to lose your Stalkers. And that just kind of snowballs from there. Scarlett churning out units like crazy. 2 Spine Crawlers on the way. 5 Roaches being queued up as well. The aggression is coming. Can Huck break her?
The Zealots will have +1 in 20 seconds, but in 10 seconds, the Roaches are going to be spawning, and that's going to be more than enough for Scarlett if she has Roaches to potentially hold this off. Lings will be reinforcing. I don't know if she quite has enough. Oh my goodness.
That queen. She will be going down, though. No fertilization for any hatcheries for her whatsoever. Roaches are here available. Start poking away. Gonna bring the lings in to potentially
Spine Crawlers, actually, which is gonna be a huge damage boost. Roaches at the natural expansion as well, but no micro from Scarlett means those Roaches go down fast. Zealots are going to start working on the expansion. Scarlett, her Roaches are dying at the natural as well. The Spine Crawlers taking some heavy damage right now, both in the red. First one goes down, second one falls. Zealots are going to take out the third expansion during this. Stalkers are warping in as well. Will Huck be able to break Scarlett? She's looking to be in a lot of trouble right now, Tim.
She has lost 2 queens, 11 Roaches did pop out, but a decent amount of them are already dealt with, and that hatchery has gone down, so Huck is okay with the pressure that they put on. He's going to keep warping in, though. Just trying to make sure that he can kill off Scarlett as fast as possible. There go the Roaches pushing in. He doesn't actually have sentries here, so he can't force fill them out. But with some nice micro,
out of here.
Engage.
I think if Huck can escape from this, Scarlett's pumping out units. She's still pumping out units. There are lots of speedlings on 6 additional ones on the way. Actually, there's no Roach speed. He can get out of here. Huck's going to keep trying to engage, though. I don't think this is the right decision. He's got a superior economy right now. He's making workers behind this.
You see how Scarlett's actually running up to the northern part here? She's trying to make it a point where the lings can dart in and grab these Stalkers when they pop in. But Huck will realize that and does pull back. All the Zealots are killed off. Pylons will be cleaned up as well. There is still one down at the third, though, so he can maybe sneak in some Zealots into the natural if she overextends. But it looks like Scarlett will hold this, but we need an expansion from Scarlett, too.
Well, Huck's got to fall back to home now. He lost a lot of extra units there and didn't really kill anything off. He's down to 58 supply to 84. He does still have that worker advantage, actually by a lot now, but I mean, if he had held on to the few Zealots and Stalkers that he lost, he'd be at home with an army this, that large, and instead of, well, no, everything's moving now.
We get it, man. Overlord looks like it will be going down. There is an Immortal here. It's going to make it a little bit easier to defend, but that's a lot of Roaches. Pylon will be cleaned off right away. Do have 1 force field available. It is landed. We'll section off about 4 or 5 Roaches. Need another sentry. Gonna go ahead and go straight for Zealots, though.
Oh man, Huck is looking like he's actually done quite a bit of work on these Roaches. There's very few remaining in fact.
Upgrades are what's really important for him. It's at 1-0, and Scarlett's at 0-0, right? She hasn't moved up in any upgrades whatsoever. So yeah, 0-0. Those Immortals will tear through those Roaches very quickly, more so than they already do.
49 workers to 43. I think this is an excellent position for Huck to move and take his third base. He's cleaned up the counterattack from Scarlett. He knows without a doubt Scarlett is drowning behind this. After holding off that counter, who would possibly make more units? So in this position, Huck's going to be able to macro quite intensively. He's actually throwing down 3 gateways, though. He's making an Observer and getting Blink. He's got all the ingredients to expand here, the Robo, the Twilight Council. But with these gateways, Huck looks like he's going to actually go for a counterattack here, which also could find a great amount of success here as, well, Scarlett, she's actually making 14 Roaches right now. She's on the ball in terms of this coming and has a lot of time to prepare.
Going down here to try and get rid of this pylon that has been created, so that'll help out. But that means that all of our units are out of position, and Huck has a chance here to sandwich them off.
No Blink, though.
Then goes straight into the Stalker. Going to go ahead and focus 1 down. 1 doesn't queued up, and she reaches Creep very quickly. Does that one live? That one Roach living with low HP. Finally going to get rid of these rocks. That'll make it easier.
All right, well, the destructible debris are going to go down.
It's really tense, actually. Just watching as the Immortals move forward. This hatchery looks like it will be sacked from Scarlett. She knows she can't really deal with this as well as she would like to. Waiting for that +1/1 to finish up. That Carapace and that +1 attack is going to help her.
Oh, the Immortals are in the front of the army, though! And Scarlett getting a beautiful engagement here. All the Immortals are going to fall. And no, one survives, but that is 2 Immortals less than Huck had before. And with those thrown away, so much of the damage is now gone. In fact, the only ranged units here are 5 Stalkers and an Immortal. These Roaches with Glial Reconstitution are going to be able to clean up Huck's army. In fact, the Immortal is going to easily be sniped out, and Huck suddenly in a terrible position, looking like he was actually going to close out this game.
Huck was in such a good position there, and then the Immortals just coming in front, as mentioned by Kibbles, and that huge outburst of excitement was just too much for him to lose those. It's showing that creep spread and the Roach's ability to dart in and kill off Immortals really quickly. Just Scarlett does not let you make mistakes, and now he's forced to retreat. She can now expand once again. That game was actually looking, or that moment, it looked like the game might have been over. If he moved in correctly, had Zealots going forward, sentries on that little path, bam,
He had 1 sentry, you know, but he had a lot of Zealots. He had quite a few Stalkers as well. And those 3 Immortals are just too much damage and a small choke, which would have been happening here. But now there's an engagement where Zealots are just going to be cleaned up. Scarlett's going to be able to Infinity Kite. And, well, let's see the damage after the damage has been dealt. I mean, Huck definitely is not as ahead as he was earlier.
It's got an economy, that's going to be helpful, but that third is going to be slowed down a little bit. 55 to 42 Harvesters. So Scarlett would like to have a few more if she wants to keep popping out Roaches, and actually 7 popping out. Now she has 49. But I don't know, man. Huck needs to get this third up as fast as possible. I would like for him to get a wall in and just hurdle for a little bit. But at that point, you also allow Scarlett to mac her up and get into her mid to late game. The good news about all this aggression, though, coming from Huck is look at her creep spread. Usually, we would have her to the natural of her opponent by now, and she just hasn't been able to do it. She's been so busy defending these attacks.
She's been crippled. She's been absolutely crippled. Only barely holding on, and I mean, those Immortals standing in the front just had to be the biggest breath of relief for Scarlett, who is now completely back in this game. 2-2 on the way. She's going to have incredible upgrades here in a moment. Huck is working on his +3, which, you know, is relatively equal in terms of upgrades. It'll put him 1 upgrade behind. But Scarlett is also already working on her Hive. No Spire Tech on the way, so I mean, this is likely just for the 3-3 upgrades, as we have seen in the past.
Good awareness in game sense here from Scarlett. If I lose my third a couple times, I'm so focused on trying to drone it up, but she's moving up in tech, keeping up with it, not allowing herself to be beaten down by these constant attacks on her third base. She knows Huck really can't do too much after losing those Immortals, so nice just awareness overall and keep moving up in tech. That way she can get to Broodlord and Fester if she wants to go that route, or even the, I mean, even Ultralisk would be okay in this position, but there goes the Spire right away.
Huck, on the other hand, is working on his Colossi. He has quite a number of Zealots here, Immortals. That +3 as we were talking about is on the way, but big story is, of course, the extended thermal lances. And where are the Robos hiding? Here it is, in fact. That first one is just now spawning, so Huck is just starting to move into this tech path, whereas Scarlett, for some time now, has been popping out infestors. She's up to 6, with a 7th one on the way. Spire also inbound for Scarlett.
Scarlett grabbing at 4 at the same time, so yeah, she'll just be able to keep moving up as well in tech. And she's been drawing pretty nicely too behind this. What's she at now? Was that 61 to 55? I'd like to see about 9 more for her to be able to afford the tech that she wants to go for, but she does have the 6 gases. When the 7th and 8th pop out, and then maybe get out a few more.
Yep.
But for now, she's really building up her army. 145 to 140 supply. Would like her to have about 20 more supply at the moment, but she's been investing so much in the tech, and she actually scouts Huck going for this 4th base. So
oops.
We'll see what she plans to do here.
Huck, well, we'll let that go. So there is a Stalker on the right-hand side of the map right now. Huck is maintaining some map awareness, and Roaches, Infestors meandering around for Scarlett. She's doing the same. At this point, Scarlett's got her 4 bases. Huck's trying to take his 4th. See if he's going to be able to secure it against the impending doom, which Scarlett will be descending upon him, as 3-3 is about a minute and a half away right now. Corruptors are inbound, Greater Spire. Huck needs to go, yep, he's going to be moving out for an attack, actually, because you want to always try to hit before Broodlord and see if you can get yourself in any damages. Well, there's not really many Spine Crawlers on the map here for Scarlett. This is actually pretty scary.
Yeah, she'll have to land really good fungals, but that would require Huck to have everything grouped up and not spreading it out, but she's been really good at doing that in his matches. So Here we go. The engagement coming down to the 4th. Zealots will be leading right away. The sentries are actually really clumped up. There we go. Starting to spread him out a little bit. And it looks like Scarlett's going to go in and sacrifice this. You know she can't really hold it too well.
Yep.
Getting some free damage on those stalkers, but with Blink, Huck will get away without losing a single unit. The engagement happens though. She has a flank coming from the top right corner as well. Roach is running in, and it looks like the Corruptors are getting on top of the Colossi.
Vested Terrans trapping the Stalkers in the front. Immortals are holding back the line right now as force fields continue to delay the advancement on the left by Scarlett's units. There's actually a couple of Infestors trapped up in the front, but overall, Scarlett is up 150 supply right now and going to be trumping over Huck's army here with some very nice fungals trapping these units. Corruptors continuing to take out Colossi, and just, wow, I mean, an overall, not an incredibly destructive trade here from Scarlett. She definitely lost a lot of valuable units, but Huck lost everything.
Yeah, he certainly did, and now she just remaxes on Roaches. 3-3's about to finish up. Normally you want to wait to have those upgrades available to you, but we have a flank that awesome ready for you. We can pop in the side, get some fungals on those Colossi, and then follow up with your Corruptors, getting the engagement in. Take it every freaking time, and she certainly did. And it looks like Scarlett's going to move across the middle of the map, run into this 4th. There's only Stalkers here. There is a Colossus on the way, about to pop out, but it doesn't look like Huck's going to be able to hold this.
Oh, and a very clutch, important play there for Scarlett was, of course, killing the Observer back at home, and now she's going to be able to snipe this Nexus, pull out, and Huck is going to be trapped on only 4 bases. Huck is actually going to blink in after these Roaches. These Roaches do have 3-3. Huck only sitting at +3. I'm actually surprised he didn't fight that, but now he's lost quite a few. Infestor going down as well. He's going to turn around here and actually go. Oh, he baited the blink out, and now these Stalkers from Huck are not going to be able to escape. A Colossus is actually, a wild Colossus has appeared. Scarlett is going to go for the Colossus, and Huck's going to lose this. Losing so many important units right now. Does throw away a couple of Roaches overall, but that Colossus was so important for Huck. And I do want to mention once again, so Scarlett caught an Observer right here with the fungal growth, chain fungaled it, and killed it with the Queen. And then was able to go for that flank because Huck had no information about it. So it was really, really smart. And you know, you got to wonder, did Scarlett want to leave that Observer till the last second so she knew Huck wouldn't have one in position?
Bit of a botched fungal there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Huck just made a couple mistakes. It's been the theory of the game. He just misses a couple of things, and Scarlett is not afraid to punish him. It's what she excels at. So finding weak points in people's games and then just going straight for it. With that 4th on the way up, though, we do have a relatively close game. I know it's 156 to 106 supply, but Huck has the ability to get some good engagements with his upgrades. And of course, Colossi, because Roach is kind of what Scarlett's been sticking on. She hasn't moved quite into Broodlords yet. She does have the tech available because she did finish Greater Spire. But Roach has milked very quickly, even at this stage of the game with 3-3 upgrades.
Yeah, they do need, you know, Huck's army, excuse me, needs Colossus or Immortals in it, though. And he's only got 1 Colossi. I'm sorry, +3, +0 Stalkers will just melt to 3-3 Roach. Like butter on a hot frying pan that is sitting in the Mojave Desert with a broiler pan underneath it.
How do you even get it out of the tub in the first place?
The butter out of the tub?
Yeah, how do you get it into the actual frying pan if it's like so hot there? Oh my gosh.
That, I mean, man, these Stalkers will just get annihilated if Huck doesn't have the DPS to support them. It also, good, he's warping in some Zealots here, which is going to be really nice to, of course, be able to provide a little bit of tankiness, as they do have base 1 armor compared to your Stalkers. But Huck needs some damage, man, so a second Colossus is going to be joining the field, but it's giving Scarlett so much time to prep for these Broodlords.
Broodlords is popping out here. She's starting to get that army that she would love to have available to her, but I like how going for Sonic Storm. It's going to be quite helpful. Sonic Storm's been really nice, actually, on the new patch. Infested Terrans, the eggs just die so darn quickly. You trade essentially energy for energy now because they don't get the upgrades as well from the +2 and the +1. Or, I'm sorry, the +3 that Scarlett has now, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes there. Fungal's going to be really important for Scarlett here. That's really seems to be what only Zergs are going for in PvZ. It's land money Fungals, Infested Terrans kind of to bait the Side Storms, and that's about it. But again, with Scarlett just expanding all over the place, starting to take the bottom right part of the map, I don't think Huck can really take that top left base anymore, especially with the creep spread moving forward. If she can get an Overlord over there and see that happening, she'll know she can run to the main, the natural, kill off important tech.
Huck's going to be sending some Zealots over to the side right now. Checking for one, I don't exactly know. He doesn't have an observer quite with him, but going to be making sure there's not any links here or anything of that nature, I guess. Wally moves out across the center of the map, blinking forward actually, going to snipe out this queen and a couple of tumors as well. Scarlett going to fall back for the moment, but she's got quite an army here at home. More Broodlords about to spawn.
Well, no spine colors are here for Scarlett, but with some nice bungles, she can do all right. But Scarlett, Huck already splitting off his units, getting ready for a huge concave to push in. Sees, oh no, he's got Broodlords, and so he will be retreating right away. And Scarlett moving forward, trying to. She actually gets some Sentries in trouble. Psionic Storms do land, and Infested Terrans popping as well. Huck is just running backwards.
His Storms are doing a lot of damage right now, but his units are just moving so slowly. All these sentries going down there, just not very good units to have here in the late game. Fungals are trapping all the Stalkers right now. Scarlett getting in huge amounts of damage, and the Broodlords are completely untouched. I don't know if a single shot, it has not been fired upon them.
27 roaches to follow up as well, which means Scarlett can gear up another attack once again. Those Zealots did hit on the bottom right corner, but they were actually dealt with quite nicely from Scarlett. A couple of roaches killed them off really quickly, so she didn't lose any drones down there either. So Huck does see the army coming his way, and man, that is a scary army to see pushing into your Protoss.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, we've got 10 Broodlords here, quite a complement of roaches and infestors with so much energy. They're going to be able to fungal these Stalkers all day long. Huck is going to be in a very difficult position to defend against this. 3-3 roaches, 2-2 broodlings and Broodlords. It's going to be scary. Excuse me.
Just blink forward, gets a Broodlord, gets the second one as well. But Scarlett now in a position here where the Stalkers can't actually focus him down anymore. Roach is running around the side as well, wants to deal with all the Stalkers. If you kill the Stalkers, the Broodlords can't do anything else either. The Broodlords are raining for free to kill off anything they want if the Stalkers go down. We do have the Roaches running straight to the Colossi though, and they have nothing there to defend them, and they all three fall immediately. A fourth one being killed off as well.
Double fungal on the last one is going to spell its death. Scarlett at 126 supply with a massive bank. Huck down to just 80. Now he's going to try to resupply with some Stalkers, but his Stalkers are caught trying to snipe the Broodlords. There's going to be 5 remaining at the end of all this. The last one actually does get sniped with a nice blink, but it's not enough for Huck. GG 2-0. Scarlett taking the set.
Scarlett winning a trip to IPL 6. Expenses paid. Congratulations to her. Huck as well, though, landing a 3rd seed placement in our IPL 6 tournament. Well
Scarlett historically does so well in these qualifiers to IPL events, whether it's the Play Him Sponsor Me or whether it's the NA qualifiers. She's at the tip top of her game there and did a great job, as you said, Tim, capitalizing on Huck's weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, Huck just had a couple here and there. He played pretty well early game going into the mid game, but then again, that one immortal thing was just a huge tidal wave of change there for Scarlett and really propelled her to get a 3rd and a 4th base up and then move into where she's comfortable getting tech out and getting to that late game, which the Zergs love to have on their side. Just unfortunate for Huck. He had that game, I felt like, in the bag. Yeah. If he pushed down that chokeway outside that national and 3rd, got some force fields down. GG.
Scarlett's reminding me a little bit right now of Sting. I mean, she felt so scrappy in these games. Down, out for the count, and then suddenly like somebody just splashes some water in her face, just gives her one opportunity, and suddenly she's up, uppercutting and knocking out her opponents completely. I can't even believe that she had such a decisive comeback. As you said, you know, maintaining those upgrades as well through all that stress of holding that attack off. Really good stuff this evening from Scarlett, although she did struggle a bit in the early game stages.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations to Scarlett. Guys, that's going to be it for us here at IPL. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/IPL, IGNProLeague. Gosh. Yeah. Kibbles, IPL Robin. And I actually won't be here tomorrow. I believe Kibbles is casting with Kevin.
Yeah, that'll be pretty exciting. We've gotten a cast ever since he left for Mexico. So looking forward to that. Hope you guys enjoyed the matches tonight. We got a music Twitter coming too. As that music keeps coming in, it's all good. It's all good. I'll even start dancing when it gets loud enough. I'll just start clapping on beat next time. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We wish you all a great night.